Hi everybody, welcome to Morning Java. Chris Bradford alongside Lance Lysowski. As always, we're sponsored by Get Go Cafe and Market, where this month they have the breakfast combo, $3.99, includes sandwich, hash brown, small coffee,
and the home for the 2 for $5 breakfast bagel sandwiches, Chris.
2 for $5.
2 for $5.
Actually, a pretty big day here for the Pirates.
Surprisingly.
Trade deadline, they made some waves, and they got the big fish, of course, Chris Archer, a frontline starter. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Archer.
Well, 29 years old, two-time All-Star, and the thing that's most important here, Chris, is that he's under contract for not only this year, but potentially 3 more years after the fact. So they gave up a lot, which everybody expected, and a lot of people thought that Chris Archer wasn't going to go anywhere because the Rays don't have another starting pitcher currently in their rotation, and he's under contract. They could probably wait to get rid of him, but the Pirates gave him an offer they can't refuse, and now they have another starter to go with Jameson Taillon, Joe Musgrove, Trevor Williams, Ivan Nova, and looks like Nick Kingman's going to be out of the rotation, but that definitely fortifies that group.
Of course, Archer's not the only player that the Pirates get. They get Keynan Kella, if I'm pronouncing that right, I hope I am. Late night deal, they get a relief pitcher. Now, the Pirates obviously have some guys in their bullpen, Vasquez, Crick, that have been playing pretty well lately. Where exactly does Kella fit in this?
You can never have too many relief pitchers, if they do end up making the playoffs, and at any point, because it gives you insurance in front of Vasquez. And Kella, only 25 years old, he had 24 saves already this season for the Rangers, only 1 blown save. Throws hard, strikes people out, a presence on the mound. He's a closer. He's everything you would want out of a closer. Fastball, curveball, has all the weapons. Those are 2 really good pitches. He was a setup man earlier in his career. He's kind of pitching every situation. So, no, he's not going to be the closer. That's still Felipe Vasquez's job, Chris. But this gives Clint Hurdle some options. He can use Kella in the 7th inning. He used Kella in the 8th inning. He used Crick in the 7th inning. And he's probably going to be able to pick his spots here because Edgar Santana has been really good against left-handed hitters. So if there's runners on base, the starter's in trouble, you can put Santana in. If it's a lefty at the plate, if it's a right-hander and you have a really tough righty, you can bring in Crick or Kella. Or hey, have Kella close a game if Vasquez isn't pitching well lately. You could really set things up, give guys days off, because there were times this year, I think when they won 6 in a row that final week before the All-Star break, I think Felipe had 6 saves in a 7-day period. It was just, they're going to be able to avoid that situation. And hey, it's another guy who's under contract beyond this year. So with as expensive as relief pitchers have been in the free agent market, the Pirates really set themselves up here to have a pretty strong bullpen, not only for this playoff chase, but if things don't work out, they're still going to be good for the next couple of years.
I was going to say, is this the best bullpen they've had since when?
I would say so. Since a couple of years when Tony Watson was really good and Mark Melancon was still pitching well. This is what they wanted to become. They've developed some really nice controllable, cheap arms like Crick and Santana. So and they got Vasquez at a discount price in the offseason. Now this is going to be a really strong group as long as everybody stays healthy. And of course, as long as everybody pays up to their potential.
I think these trades took a lot of people by surprise because here the Pirates are all in, but they got a lot of room to make up in the wild card race and also in the division race.
They're in a good spot in the wild card. They're within striking distance, but 6 back in the division, and the Brewers have made a ton of moves. The Cubs have made some really significant moves, including getting Cole Hamels, who will start tonight against the Pirates. But again, with controllable players, when you have Archer and Kelly who are under contract for a couple of years, if it doesn't work out this year, you still got them next year. It made a ton of sense in that regard. Plus, this is the time. They see this as their window for winning big. You have all their young players like Taillon, Bell, Moran, Musgrove, Polanco, Marte. All these guys are going to be under contract for the next 3 to 4 years. Now is the time to win. Now is the time to go for it. And those players were all blocking prospects like Austin Meadows. You got Corey Dickerson for 1 more year. Tyler Glasnow, Taylor Hearn, the pitcher they traded in the Kella deal. And they've got some really nice prospects coming up like Mitch Keller, O'Neill Cruz, Cole Tucker. So they've got a nice little setup here, and they were able to kind of deal from an area of strength, Chris, to the point where if they're going to go for it, it was a pretty unique situation where you can have these 2 talented pitchers available. And that still a pretty high price tag, but under a contract like that, it's really nice because now they can not be active in free agency and still be in a pretty good spot heading into 2019.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Now, the Pirates make all these moves, and we're talking about a National League that's not really great. There's nobody tearing up, really.
Yeah.
Does this make the Pirates legitimately a playoff contender this year?
I think so, because when you look at the wild card didn't exist. I would say no, but you look at the Cubs. Look what they did Tuesday night, Chris. Yes, John Lester's a good pitcher. But I really don't like that team a whole lot. Now, they haven't really performed up to expectations. The rotation hasn't been good as advertised. The bullpen's been shaky at times. And the Brewers, again, they don't have the starting pitching. They didn't go and get that arm. They're going to score a ton of runs, but pitching always beats hitting. We've seen it time and time again, especially in big games late in the season. So I think they're a legit contender, but it's, hey, can they continue at this pace? Because even Cervelli's hitting now. So they're getting contributions from throughout the lineup, but are they going to be, is that slump coming? Because they're a very streaky team. We've seen it before.
Now, obviously, you have to give something to get something. The Pirates did give away a couple of players. They got rid of AA prospect Taylor Hearn, and off the major league roster, Austin Meadows, who was back up, at least for now, and, of course, Tyler Glasnow. What do you make of those guys? I mean, is that a small price to pay for this?
No, I think it's a pretty steep price to pay, because I think Austin Meadows could be a good player. I mean, you saw it when he first came up. He only had a bad couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden he was in the doghouse, mostly because the other guys are playing so well, and there just wasn't playing time to be had. So he's going to be a good player. He's going to go to AAA for now until the Rays kind of sort out their outfield mix, because they also got Tommy Pham from the Cardinals, so they're going to sort some things. And then Glasnow, I still think there's huge upside there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got all the tools that you want. That fastball's just been incredible this year. Just hasn't had the secondary pitches or the command at times. So if he can put it all together, and he's starting tonight for the Rays, they're throwing him right in it. He's going to be more of an opener like they've done, so 2 to 4 innings. He's not going to be asked to pitch 6. I think it's a perfect situation for him. It's an organization that's had success with starting pitching. So this is just an area of strength for the Pirates, because they got Jason Martin, the outfielder in the Garrett Cole trade, who's still hitting at AAA. Brian Reynolds, the outfielder, is in Double-A Altoona. They got him in the McCutchen trade. Those are 2 guys who are going to be coming up who, once Dickerson is gone, if they don't extend Dickerson, might be able to slot into that better. Hey, outfielders are a little bit easier to come by than frontline starting pitching.
And, of course, speaking about starting pitchers, Mitch Keller was obviously a name that was out there. The Pirates make these moves and they don't get rid of him.
I do caution people, because there's 2 players to be named later who have not been announced yet. It's not going to be Mitch Keller, and It's not going to be Brian Hayes. So those are 2 players you could tell the Pirates didn't want to give up. But you still have Shane Baz, who their first-round pick last year, who could be a name out there. They're not going to get rid of Travis Swaggerty, but again, with Mitch Keller at AAA, he's kind of struggling there right now. They kept their biggest, most prized assets in the minor leagues while dealing 2 players who are probably ready for the major leagues but were blocked at this time. So, again, I think they're going to be good in Tampa Bay, but this is a really good situation for the Pirates to pick up 2 pitchers at this time of the year.